Alrighty. Hello, everybody. This is episode 52 of Shoot the Breeze, a chill interview and a chill time all around for you and me. I am your host, HeavyDivider. Alongside me here is a very, well, for the most part, pretty much a very nice individual, as well as just basically somebody who's very talented and technical on hand, for the most part. Very good at what he does, too. Especially rank matches on hand, too. Like, I'm surprised you're able to do this while getting through the whole salt mine of stuff, which is something I need to say. But, my guest for tonight on hand is SolTheStar, but we'll call him Sol for short. Welcome on in.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Yeah, glad to have you. Glad to have you on hand for the most part. So, let me get started with the first question on hand here being, how the hell did we meet?
We met through Sakura Plus, I think, weren't you here before it, when it was Bun Beans?
Yeah, I was.
Or...
Yeah, I was. I was at the last bit of Bun Beans before it became Sakura Plus, yeah.
Yeah, because I think we met then, and then after that, I think we just started talking a bit when we were in meeting.
Yeah, I think it was just kind of like opening up a little bit here on hand here, just to be able to talk here and there for the most part. But past that, it's just kind of like a process of getting to know everybody on hand, just kind of reaching out or so. I think it's just kind of like the fill out process for what we have to do, just kind of get to know each other, see what works with what. So, but yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, kind of a small start on hand for what we got to get used to, especially, you know, being able to get to know each other. But I will ask on hand too. Let me ask about now. I know you have not played VRC much, correctly?
No, not in the past few years, no.
Okay. Well, out of curiosity, what got you started in the sense of what got you started when you tried to play VRC or so? Like, what caught your eye for the most part? Like, Origins, for example.
I think how I got into it was through another streamer called Lupus. Some people might have heard them, but I watched him play some of it, and I was just like, that looks like a cool place to go in. So I joined their Discord server, and then through that, I found some people who were also on VRChat and started hanging out with them on VRChat. And then through that, I sort of went from group to group, playing and hanging out with a load of people, then went into streaming it, and then actually getting VR, and then getting full body near the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I sort of started to die away from it.
I got you. I mean, that's kind of the...
That's pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much.
I mean, that's the kind of the curse that happens on hand, where basically, yeah, you get a headset just to experience a full game on hand. Then basically it just goes further beyond that, you know. Once again, VRC, the most expensive free game you could ever play. So, but let me ask...
Surprising how.
Yeah, surprising how. I mean, then again, you know, once you get addicted to something, it just kind of sticks with you. But let me ask about your hobbies on hand besides this game. Now, I know you do, like I mentioned on hand, I know you do League of Legends. I also know you do a little bit of Minecraft.
Yeah, I do League of Legends.
Do a little bit of Minecraft on hand here. But I was going to ask on hand, what will be your hobbies besides just like this game in general, for the most part?
So, obviously, yeah, I play games. I do the streaming, which is part of my hobbies now. And then I also make music, which I'm actually putting into a profession as I'm going into uni this year for it. But yeah, I'm doing music, creative music technology. And then I'm going to try and start showing that on streams too, hopefully. But that's literally all I do. It's just games and music and streams.
No, I got you. I got you on hand. I was going to say, what kind of music are you going for? Like what? Some sort of like electronic or like...
Yeah, it's all electronic, synthwave, mostly synthwave. I really like synthwave music. I think people should realize this by now. Synthwave is probably one of my most favorite types of music. Even creating it, it's really fun. Just having a really deep bass with hi-hats and just, it's fun even creating a drop. It's so fun.
Mm-hmm. I got you. I mean, I get you.
Yeah.
Like, I know a little bit of it on hand for the most part, but when it comes to like something like fully listened to on hand here and there, it's just one of those things where, you know, you gotta have like a taste of certain stuff here and there, depending on what it is.
Yeah.
Depending on this, for the most part. Yeah. I will ask you this: what game was basically your intro to gaming entirely for the most part? Like, basically, what got you started like in gaming in general here and there?
Mario Kart DS. That's not even a joke. That was my first ever game, and I actually did pretty well in it.
Mario Kart DS.
It was weird. Yeah, no one would think about it, but it was the first game that I ever had, first like sort of console computer thing that I ever had. As soon as I got into that game, I just started finding more and more, and then I found about like PC games, and Minecraft was another one that I'm now coming back to. But yeah, it was actually Mario Kart DS. I don't know why.
No, I got you. I mean, it's kind of like an interesting thing on hand for the most part. Then again, I would actually be surprised if basically it leads you to like playing some more Nintendo games or so. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you already got like a Switch right now. You could easily just play like Mario Kart like 8 Deluxe or just like Odyssey or so.
Sadly, I don't actually. Sadly, I don't. I really want to get one, but I just now like all I do is play Mario Kart on it for number one. But apart from that, I wouldn't really play anything else on it because I don't really like other Nintendo games. Like Mario Party, I like only because it's just one of those party games that you can play with other people. But just like the normal Mario games, I can't get into for some reason. And some of the others, it's just Mario Kart for me, and I don't know why. I think it's just the fun drift moments that you can get.
I mean, I will say on hand, Mario.
No.
I'll say on hand for the most part, like Mario Party is kind of like that friendship breaker. It's like Monopoly for the most part. Just saying.
I was gonna say it's Monopoly and Uno.
Yeah, well, actually not Uno. I don't think Uno breaks friendships, not that I'm aware of, but Monopoly and Mario Party, those are the two things I remember that do break friendships. Depending on exactly what you do. So, but now, like I said, you haven't been really in the VRChat scene for the most part, so you haven't really experienced a little bit of different stuff for the most part here and there. But let me ask you this: in a twist of things, let's talk about Facecam for the most part. How comfortable are you just to be able to stream with Facecam on for the most part?
With Facecam, I found that at the start of it, I wasn't as good when I started streaming, I was using my phone and doing stuff on piano or doing some drawing. That's how I started streaming. So I was already on camera and I was already showing my face. But as soon as I got my PC and started streaming on there, my webcam, I started to have to it took me a while to actually turn it on. And for some reason, I think it's just, you have to have it on every stream now to be able to get used to it. And then as soon as you get used to it, like, I found that you're fine with it. It's just one of those things that you can use to like outlet some emotions or do some stupid thing on there that you can't really do through your voice or microphone. But like for me, it's just, yeah, as I said, just one of those really funny things that you can use now. But I'm like, by doing that, I'm just comfortable with it now, and I don't really care if something stupid goes on.
No, I got you. It's just one of those things I asked just because of the fact that, you know, when it comes to like face cams or anything, you know, it's kind of like that comfortability just to be able to show your own face out there, or just kind of like, you know, express yourself. Because understand, when you have a face cam or everything, you can at least just like be very expressive of what you gotta do for the most, compared to like VTubing, where basically you have a limited amount of stuff. Unless you have like good tracking, good like a very good program on hand, like be it Suva, be it like VC Phase, you know, Mirror, you know, Mirror. So basically, it's all depending on how far you go for comfortability on hand for the most part. So depending on what works with you. So, but speaking of which, let me ask about the VTuber scene on hand now. Out of curiosity. In that kind of like topic on hand, what exact have you actually, do you know any VTubers for the most part within it, or basically has there anything that caught your eye when it comes to like the whole scene in general?
So I do sometimes actually myself have my own VTuber model, and sometimes do have that on when I don't have my webcam on, just because it's one of those things that I can just use to be stupid and funny with. But with VTubing, I've sort of got myself trapped in a place where everyone around me is VTubers, except for people like Senny, per se, and those people who do have their face cam ones. But I'm like, VTubing, like, damn, you guys are amazing. That community is amazing. That's one thing I gotta say. Like, the technology that they've used to do that, like, came out of nowhere for me. He said my name. Shh. Uh, but like, even it's to the point that my girl is actually a VTuber herself, so everyone around me is just VTubers, and I've got nothing against it. They're amazing. But I don't know anyone popular. Say, like, I don't know, Iron Mouse or Project Man. I don't know any of them. I don't think anyone would know any of them, unless Sunny wants to say something. But no, yeah, I've just gotten into my spot where I'm sort of surrounded by VTubers, and I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're amazing, as well as just having that sort of persona there is pretty cool.
No, I got you.
That's all I can really say.
I mean, understand, like, for its entirety on hand, basically, it's going to keep, like, growing, no matter how far it's going to go for the most part, especially for, like, say, like, programs or just, like, technology-wise for where it could possibly go here and there. So don't be surprised where basically people are just going to be going for a lot of different things on hand here and there, especially for what could be coming across. But, let me see here. I will say on hand, too, now I know, once again, you know, they haven't been around VRC for the most part, but I will ask, memory-wise of, like, say, streaming, or basically something that comes to your mind, like a funny moment or so, what would that be on hand? Say if you had, like, a memorable moment that you basically can easily share, like, it pops in your head when I say, like, I don't know, streaming in general, or, like, anything that comes to it.
I had a VRChat friend, I haven't even seen him in ages, called Hoagie.
Oh, Hoagie?
One of the things, yeah, someone called Hoagie VR, I don't know if you ever know them. They're a pretty jolly chap.
Do they have the addictive laugh?
Yes, literally him.
That's him, okay.
Yes, yeah. There was a moment where we had together where I think someone said my name wrong for some reason. I think it was like I can't remember what the last word was, but he just broke down laughing, and now every time I see him or talk to him, he always says that, and he just breaks down laughing, and it's the best thing ever. And that's like one of my, when that first happened, that was probably the funniest thing that actually happened. Another thing was when Lolafon came to Ward I was in, because another streamer was with us, and he scared the living shit out of me.
Yeah, that's all fun.
Apart from that, that's all I can really remember.
No, I get you.
Those two things.
No, I got you on hand. I will say, for the most part or so, when it came to like Hoagie in general or so, I only knew anything about them for like old paper bag clips on hand. And as far as Lullathon is concerned or so, Lullathon scared me only one time on hand. That was by like, I just went to go see White Messer at one point, and basically I was streaming at that time. I was looking at my chat, and then basically I hear hacks, and I see just a giant face pop up right in front of me. So yeah, that was an interesting time on hand. Very interesting time for the most part with that. But let me ask about your motivations. Actually, what kind of keeps you going, depending on what you want to work towards? What keeps you going in general?
What keeps me going through life is the people around me. What keeps me going through streaming is also just the community and wanting to grow a community that anyone can come in and sort of either vent or just be around if they're lonely, or just be happy with. It's the one thing I'm wanting to build, and that's also sort of the main reason why every year I have a charity goal to raise for a certain type of charity, because I want a community that I'm going to grow to be one that's okay with giving instead of as well as receiving. So most people don't know what that is anymore, and it's stupid.
So you just want to be like a charity streamer for the most part, or just kind of like?
Pretty much, yeah. A charity streamer with a happy, jolly community. That's all I want.
I mean, because top of my head is like the biggest charity streamer out there is like Neither.
Yeah.
Top of my head for the most part, but it's noble. I mean, it's a noble goal to do. Just be able to go for that entirely.
Yeah.
Just try to see if we can help people out. So, with that, now, let's talk about some different topics on hand here. That being like, now again, I know you haven't been around VRC for the most part on hand. Hell, this is like something like brand new in general for the most part. But I will say, even from looking around or so, comparing to your first time playing to here we are now, what will be some of the things that you are glad that have been changed over time or so, compared to some of the things you wish weren't changed? Like, it could be trend, for example. Because we all know about trends in VRC when it comes to, like, some very old ones, too.
Some trends that happened and stuff that has changed in VRChat. That's a big question to think about. To be fair, I can't remember many, but there's things that I know that they need to change, as far as the community needs to change. But I can't really think of any. My brain's gone dumb.
No, you're all good. I mean, put it this way. You don't see Knuckles running around.
That's what I mean. Like, that's a good trend, though. That was a good trend. Like, no one, even though people are like, "Oh, it's a Knuckles," like, no, that was funny. You have to admit it. Whoever started that is a comedy genius. Like, come on.
I mean, again, it just started as something simple, but then you gotta understand, there's certain things where basically you have something that does work, like it could be funny, but then the moment that joke spreads or so, it becomes a little bit less funny on hand, just because of the fact that other people are able to do it, but at the same time they take it like over the edge when it comes to jokes for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of the things where it's like, you know, it was funny between you and your friends, but once it goes outside of that and everybody else starts doing it, it's like, well, crap.
I think that's that no square meme. I think that's what that's like. Like, in between the friends, it was funny. It was good. Like, It was a laugh then, but then people just started overusing it again and again. But that's when, as you say, it kind of just topples over and just starts to get a meh. Yeah. But with the Knuckles, because it was a model and it was just a design that was being the funniness, as well as, like, the accent that people have used with it. Some people have created some really good things with it, though. That even made it better. Like, one of my old friends called Andy, he makes like Knuckle models and like different ones for different memes though. So he uses the base model, but then adds other things. Like, a lot of fun to say with his model, he adds other memes. That's what he does, but with Knuckle models. Like, there's a Hulk one, I think. There's Back to the Future one that he's done. I can't remember the others, but they were pretty funny.
I get you.
And pretty good.
I mean, keep in mind, it's like meme avatars still rule the land on hand no matter what or so. And it's just one of those things where, like, because understand, like, back then or so, like, the big thing was like particles and animation. Now it's just basically based on what can you turn into an animation or particle wise that basically everybody else would be able to enjoy on hand here and there. So
yeah,
that's the thing. Speaking of which, even if you're not going to get back into VRC or so, I will ask, is there anything you're looking forward towards for the most part? Being like, even if outside of VRC or like anything in general, could be like something you got planned in the future.
VRC wise, I just want the communities to be open more than, because I feel like the communities right now for VRChat have sort of shut off. For me, at least, they have, and it's a bit meh. Another thing is for VRChat, the actual devs to actually add some things that creators and players can use to sort of make it better for the game. That isn't just themselves doing it. But other things I'm looking forward to, stuff from, like, I don't know, I'm looking forward to next week, as that's a really big week for me. University, it's one of those big things, as I said. It's one of those really big things that is everyone's sort of like, I want to go there, but I don't because I'm by myself now and I'm scared. Help.
No, you know, I get you. Especially for the fact that you got to balance that out with like a job or something. Especially kind of keep yourself like float.
Yeah.
Which is, so basically that's where the extra kind of stress and like pressure comes in here and there for what you got to do for the most part. So, but let me ask you a certain curveball question on hand that I usually ask everybody else, but it depends on what you got. But let's talk about anime.
Oh, hell yeah.
Anime? Alright, I got a 3-part question. First things first, when I say anime, what's the first series that comes to your mind?
Sword Art Online.
Sword Art Online. I was gonna say, I was gonna say, anything about Sword Art Online that kind of appeals to you?
The technology. I really like the technology in it, and I can't wait until something like Full Dive comes to real life. I've had this discussion many times. I'd live in it if I could. The other thing is the storyline on the later seasons. It's gotten better now compared to season 2, which was stupid.
I was gonna say,
yeah, just.
No, I got you. No, I got you on hand. I was gonna say, what were the coincidences that basically you bought a VR headset just because of that anime?
The sad thing is, it was not even a joke. Like, one of the main reasons I got VR was because I saw it online, which, god damn it.
It'll happen. I mean, trust me, you'll be influenced by a lot of things on hand, especially from anime in general. Like, just like the smallest things for the most part. But, my second part question on hand is, if you had a top 3, top 5, like, anime series that like, you enjoy personally on hand, what would that be?
The first one would be... number 1 for me would be, obviously, Sword Art Online, because it's my favorite, to be fair, but only the last few seasons of it, not, like, the second one. As I said, it was a bit shit. The second one would be, there's this, I don't know how to pronounce it, but there's this really good romantic slice of life one that's so realistic that I love it so much. I can't remember the name of it. The third one would probably be Seven Deadly Sins. I've been watching that recently. Okay. Yeah.
I got you. I got you on hand. Like, when it comes to like certain stuff like anime-wise, or if I had a top 3 or so, or top 5, depending on what it is, I gotta sit down and kind of think about it on hand, just because it's like, you gotta find time for a little bit of everything on hand, so... And, I mean...
Yeah.
And hey, if you enjoy certain stuff on hand, hey, it'll stick with you no matter what, depending on what it is, so... And my third question to that is, what is the anime that hits you close to home? Like, basically, you relate to it more than anything else, be it on an emotional level or a personal level.
There was a anime I watched. I can't remember what it's called, and I wish I could find it again because I want to rewatch it. But it was one where it was like an MMO's life. And it was just someone who got so into a game that they kind of left life behind. For some reason, that just hit me, and I was just like, why does this feel so true? And then to the fact that they then find someone in the game who they know in real life, or then find out they know in real life.
Is this Sword Art Online?
And then it's just a romance after that. No, it's not Sword Art Online.
Sounds like it.
It's another game. Yeah, I know it is, isn't it?
It does. Sounds almost similar to it.
That one and Your Name. I forgot about Your Name.
Oh yeah, I actually haven't sat down and watched the movie of that, Your Name. I'll need to.
Movie.
Oh,
I like the music.
Mine would be A Silent Voice. Actually, Silent Voice is a good one. I've actually got a chance to watch that too. Silent Voice is nice.
Yeah.
Silent Voice is a nice one. So, this leads me to my last question I have on here, and I'm gonna grab this camera and bring it over to you, so that way you can be able to say this on hand. One second, let me do this real quick. There we go. Okay, there you go. So, my question for you is this. What are your goals and dreams? And at best, what is the best advice you can ever give to anybody? I'll let you have center stage for this.
Okay, my goals is to make music for a AAA game. That's my biggest goal. My dreams is to reach one of my charity goals on one of my streams, at least at the end of the year, and then give that either in person or through online. And then advice I'd give, even though life might say no, you just gotta stand up and say yes. That's all I have to say.
I got you.
It's like my only advice I give anyone.
I got you. Simple and straight away on hand. It's like simple and a little bit straight away on hand for the most part here. So let me get this. Trying to pull it back over there. Alrighty then. So basically, I will ask on hand while talking to you guys in chat or so. Do you guys have any questions to ask Sol on hand for the most part? Any questions at all that you would want to answer on hand? While you guys are coming up with this question, I do have one question. Where'd your name come from? SolTheStar.
SolTheStar. I think I had my name as like Solo with 2 accents on the side, or like 2 symbols on the side. But people, in the first Discord server I was in, was just like, how do we say your name? And I was like, Solo, and they were like, no, we're calling you Sol. And then it just came from there, and then I searched up what Sol meant, and it actually means sun, or it's also like the god of sun. Of the sun, sorry. So I was just like, Sol the Star, because it makes sense, I guess.
I get you. No, I get you on hand.
That's all how it came from.
I get you. I mean, everybody's got like a different meaning on hand depending on what it is or so here and there. Like, depending on their names. Cindy Supreme, basically wants me to say, why? Ask him why.
Because Ooga Booga, that's why.
No. Well, there you go. Okay, Nobly here. Nobly's VR wants me to ask, Nubilis VR. My apologies, I didn't mean to butcher your name. Asked if he could change anything in his life, what would it be and why?
Anything in my life I could change, what would it be and why? That's a good question, and I don't even know. I changed the fact that I'm super skinny and a twig. I don't want to be I don't want to be fat, but I don't want to be skinny. That's like, what would be the in between? It's one of those ones.
Hey, be appreciative of that. I'm just saying, be very appreciative of that because of the fact that you can consume as much as you want and not gain a pound. That's good metabolism. Just saying, you like be happy about that.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes it's just annoying. When I pick up a box, nope.
I mean, hey, that just means it's basically, just work a little bit of muscle on hand, bam, you're good to go. And you'll still look skinny.
Yeah.
So, there you go. All willpower. So, basically, Sharky asks, Void, Raid, Rush, Emba, or Ba? I don't think
Sharky, I have no idea what you were trying to say.
Void Ray Rush. I'm trying to think here because I feel like these are code words or something, or I don't know.
I'm trying to think too, but I'm confusion, so.
I am confusion, you said. Oh boy. Okay, but I don't know how to describe that on hand either. So, Cindy, it's just nonsense. Okay, I got you. So, Cindy wants me to ask what you know about rolling down the deep. What?
That's a song, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a song. I feel like it is.
That's part of the song, isn't it?
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Sounds like it on hand. I just can't think of the top of my head.
Just the watch you're rolling. Yeah.
Okay.
That's weird.
Let's see. Let me see here. Oh, Omega BTS wants me to ask you. Now, basically, we talked about your name, Sol, and basically how you got and everything, but they were just wondering, is it anything related to Guilty Gear at all?
No, I don't, no. As I said, I got it through some people shortening my name down.
Okay. I mean, then again, it would be pretty cool just to be able to see you just, like, wield a giant, like, sword on hand or something. but put it this way, just be like
pretty funny.
Yeah, and be like a very good broken character, for all things considered. Yeah, no, yeah, there is a character called Soul Bad Guy. Literally, last name is Bad Guy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well,
so Sharky
wants most people see me.
Sharky wants me to ask, are you a sussy baka or a bussy sucka?
A saucy barker. Plush, my girl would say the exact same thing, and that's not even a joke.
Good lord. Good lord on hand. Okay. Nubly wants me to ask if you could have an infinite supply of snacks. What snack would it be?
Biscoff biscuits. I know they're not fully a snack, but they're amazing and I love them. They're like gingerbread. I don't know if they're gingerbread. I think they are. They're amazing. I love them.
Aren't they like coffee cookies or something?
Yes, they are. Like in cafes, can get them for coffees, but eating them with a glass of milk, like dipping them in glass, it's amazing. Like that's not even a joke. Like if you ever find any, keep them. And then, yeah.
No, I got you. I mean, hey, if it works on hand for the most part. I mean, because I don't think you're the kind of person who would actually drink coffee, would you?
Oh, my main thing on my bio is caffeine addicted, ooga booga British. So, I'm addicted to caffeine and coffee.
Good lord.
So it's the complete opposite, actually.
I was gonna say, I mean, it's okay to have coffee, it's okay to have energy drinks, but not all at once. You're saying, good lord, good lord. But,
trust me, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. I know. Cindy Supreme asks, basically, what is your favorite food?
Sushi.
Sushi.
I love sushi. Yeah, sushi. Just.
I was gonna say, you definitely wouldn't try calamari, would you?
No, I find that too. The texture of that is too bare for me.
I mean, it's too chewy.
I don't really like it as much.
I mean, if you want details on it, it's too chewy, but at the same time, it's also kind of like funny eating a little bit, just because it's octopus. Okay, Sharky wants me to ask, what is your opinion on egg rolls?
I haven't had them in a while. When I remember having them, they were pretty nice. So.
And I mean, they're nice. I mean, it feels good to accompany with like rice and sesame chicken. That's just personally for me.
Yeah.
Personally, me on hand. But Sharky says finally. But Cindy wants me to ask you, what is your favorite roll?
And I don't know if they have it anywhere else, but we have a place called Yo Sushi in the UK, and they do something called a Californian roll, which is obviously rice and seaweed with the sesame seeds, and there's like I think it's shrimp, avocado, mayo, and there's something else, and I can't remember what it was, but it's really nice.
I mean, for the most part, on hand. Like, okay, let me put it this way. Mayo works for weird things on hand for the most part, like depending on what it is or so. It's also used for like a supplement just to be able to grill like certain breads or so. Like it just helps make it like if you put it on the grill or so. In addition to that, here's a weird one. I'll plumb this out. Basically, mayo actually works good with butter, especially for corn on the cob.
I don't like seaweed. Not seaweed. I do like seaweed. What is it? Sweet corn. That's what it's called.
Sweet corn? Sweet corn?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Well, if you don't like sweet corn, I hate to tell you this, you're gonna be surprised exactly what goes in cornbread, or especially a cornbread muffin.
You would have thought. Yeah. Oh no.
You would have thought on hand for the most part on hand with that. Another funny question from Nubly here is 2 left hands or 2 right hands?
That's a dumb question. No, it's annoying for me because I'm ambidextrous, so I could use one or the other. But it's like, do I want 2 right hands? Because I like the thumb being on that side.
I would feel like you probably would want 2 right hands because left hands, like, to explain this on hand, I'm left-handed, but basically, when you kind of like try to write anything on hand, you just accidentally keep smudging what you're writing down, depending on if it is like, say, like lead or something.
Yeah.
Just because your hand kind of does that on hand, which sucks, but yeah.
I'm so glad I don't have to write anymore and everything's on the computer. Because I used to do that all the time in school, and it was so annoying. Because I'm left-handed writing, but I'm right-handed drawing. So it's weird.
I mean, you put it this way: you got two modes: one hand to write, one hand to draw. One for casual business, one for personal business. So, there's that. Especially art-wise and all. Not that, but for art-wise in general. But yeah. Also, actually, that makes me think, how exactly did you even get in League of Legends? Because since you mentioned about, like, Mario Kart DS and everything, how did it go from basically something like this all the way up to, like, something like that? Like, it's a giant leap into, like, some unknown territory.
Toxic. Yeah, it went into something toxic to something even more toxic. But, I think I got into it through someone I was literally playing with today. A college friend of mine who started talking to her about me, and I was like, I do have an account, and I did play it like once, and I didn't get into it, and then I just started playing it then. Like, we just started playing it, and then I just started playing solo. And then after that, it just went from there, and now I'm nearly level 100.
Good lord. Like, because you gotta understand, like, it's one of those things where when it comes to, like, certain games on it, like, even if it's, like, just for free play on hand, or if you're not even trying to go for rank on hand, it's just kind of like the most intense game ever, just because it's, like, every move for somebody else seems to matter. Even if it's just against a bunch of, like, CPU. So it's just kind of like one of those most confusing things, like, how do you actually get started with something that basically, like, everybody else is going to basically, like, criticize you over, like, one move, just because you're trying to figure things out, you know? It's weird.
And it's like, a game that I had yesterday, someone was mispositioned, so we killed them, and then that won us the game. But they were winning way before that. They were winning every team fight that we had, and they were pushed up so far. But because of that one person who was mispositioned, we won. It was weird. It's the first time that happened to me.
I mean, put it this way, even if they were mispositioned on hand, they found something they could easily work with on hand. There's that. I mean, by accidental on hand, they discovered that they were able to do, I don't know, be a jungler, compared to basically going down bottom lane. So... Alright, Nibbly asks, if you could have another session of any show, anime right now, what would it be?
This is gonna sound weird and people are gonna be like, why? But I want like a new season of Tokyo Ghoul, but of like the life after all of that battle and like how everything works after it. You know, that massive battle that they had with the weird dragon thing or whatever it was. It was a worm actually, what am I talking about? But I want another season of Tokyo Ghoul to sort of show like the aftermath and then like their child and then the life of that. To be less of a stupid like, I don't know, action one, and then more just a slice of life, but with ghouls.
Don't be surprised that in the future they might actually have that happen. Like, in a sense, because usually...
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Like... Even if it's like, you know, it feels like it's done now or so, give it about 2 years or so, and then basically they pick it up. Because it's one of those things where basically they get done with a season or something, and basically they take like a 2 break, like away from something just to focus on something else, and then they'll come back to it when you least expect it, you know? Especially when you least expect it on hand for what it is, so. But, let me see here. I don't. Last call for any questions on hand for the most part, just checking really quickly. I can't say I could think of any other questions off the top of my head. Maybe one more, that being... Okay, let me ask you this. How easy is it to be able to set up a Minecraft server? And I say this just based on, like, IP address, just trying to make sure that it doesn't, like, flood.
So hard. Doing it manually and doing it yourself, it's so hard. Like, it's easy to get it up and running and for you to access it. But then to get other people to access it? Noob, you can say it's super easy, but that's because you're into networking. I'm not. But, for me, it was pretty hard being able to get people to then join it. So I decided then, was just like, you know what, because I don't want to give people my IP address and I'm not in the mood to get myself a domain name. I just decided I'm gonna go on one of the websites who do like the monthly subscription ones, and did it that way. And if for people who are like wanting to play Minecraft with their friends or with a small community, I'd suggest just doing that instead of making one yourself, because doing that is super easy.
I got you. I mean, because the thing is, from what I know on hand, like it's kind of like understand. I don't do networking or anything, so I can't say for sure I'm good. But I know for one thing, it's kind of like hard to keep a stable server like up for the most part, unless you're gonna have to go for like some sort of like process on hand to have like say a website to be able to like make sure it stays up 24/7 compared to you having it stay up, and then the moment you exit out, it's like it just closes the game out for everybody else. So
yeah, so having it hosted on your own laptop or PC, whatever you have on, it won't stay up 24 hours unless you want to keep your laptop or whatever running for 24 hours. I don't suggest doing that. I do that all the time. That's not a good idea.
yeah,
But yeah, as I said, like the only way that you're able to is to actually get a proper server, like a proper server unit and everything, because it can stay up for 24 hours, and it's its own little sort of computer thing, but it's really loud. I don't know if you want to deal with that in the background.
Yeah,
massive buzz.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and somebody just like asked us, "Oh, what's that noise at the background?" Oh, that's just my laptop catching on fire. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It happens. But I don't think I have any more questions. I don't think I have any more questions I can ask you on hand. So with that in mind, that'll be episode 52 of Shoot the Breeze.